All right. Okay. All right, people. This is Alex from Mindful Attraction. So, today we're going to be doing a live stream. I'm usually going to be doing this once a month, and that's a free video from my online book club, which is the Robert Greene Book Club. And so this is one of the free videos I'm going to be posting per month. If you guys enjoy this, I'm recording it. I'm actually recording it to post it up right now. But if you guys like this, you guys could check the link below and you guys could join my online book club. And if you guys enjoy this, then just donate on Super Chat and we can keep this baby going, all right? Okay, let's begin this. Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna start this right the fuck now. All right, so last week we talked about narcissism. I mean, we talked about we talked about rational thinking, how humans by nature are irrational. We're all irrational. It takes a certain amount of effort to transfer over to the rational side. It takes commitment and it takes desire to do that. But it's in every one of us. And in that is our most powerful tool, which is our empathy. You see, it's our empathy that allows us to read the signs, and it's our rational thinking that allows us to come to conclusions, to use the signs that people give us and create our own interpretation of them. You're able to see a sign of anger or disgust towards you with your empathic powers, and then you're able to use the rational mind to conclude and see how that could predict future behavior and how this evidence goes along in hand of past things you've noticed them do to you. You see, so your empathic ability is, along with your rational mind, the most powerful tool we have, right? It's the most powerful tool because it allows us to get inside people's head. It allows us to understand them and influence them, right? The problem is that this instrument, such a powerful instrument, is blunted by our self-absorption, which leads to narcissism, right? Now, I want to get something straight. Narcissism is not like black and white. We're all narcissists. We're all on the spectrum of narcissists, right? Some people are not as self-absorbed as other people. You see what I'm saying? So that's when we talk about narcissism. It isn't like a straight line. It's more everyone is on the spectrum of narcissism. So as a result, everyone has at some point or another limited their potential to understand people and to improve their social intelligence. We're all operating under subpar ability. We have so much potential that we haven't tapped yet. Why? Because of our own self-absorption. All right? Okay, people. This is just the beginning, people. This is just the beginning. All right? So we must learn how to turn this sensitivity outward, because we're all, you see, self-absorption is about being sensitive about who you are as a person, right? And because of that, I'm saying, okay, so we must learn how to turn our sensitivity outward and into the minds of others to understand them. You see what I'm saying? But the thing is that when you're so sensitive about who you are, when you're so goddamn self-absorbed, you're not able to fully understand yourself, because the pain that's inside of you is so strong that you cannot take 1 second to simply be with your own pain. So that sensitivity turns you into a self-absorbed person where you're always trying to change everything in your life but yourself. Everyone becomes an extension of yourself when you're deeply narcissistic. They all become self-objects. They're there for you and for your self-interest only. You cannot appreciate them for who they are simply because you cannot appreciate yourself. You are so sensitive about your emotional problems because of your lack of confronting them that any glimpse at your own pain causes you to look for distractions. And that distraction comes in the form of using others as your self-soothing process, using others in a therapeutic way, and also in an insensitive way. You don't care about them. You mistreat them just like you mistreat yourself, and you lack that ability to know that other people are conscious along with yourself, right? All right. So it's important to recognize deep narcissists around us. And that's where your empathic abilities come into place. But if you cannot observe and know the deeply narcissistic people around you, then you're always going to be entangled with people who are trying to hurt you, but you think they're your friend. Because narcissists have an amazing ability of turning things around and making you be the one who's wrong, when in reality, they're the ones that are causing the havoc. So it's important for you to understand this concept, because if you don't understand it, you will always be in conflict. And that conflict gets in the way of your goals, gets in the way of achieving mastery, gets in the way of finding true fulfillment, because you're focusing on problems that could have been avoided. You're focusing on problems that are unnecessary. You see, most of people's conflicts simply happen because of misunderstanding, not because of real problems, simply because of misunderstanding. And removing that friction as soon as possible enables you to have a freer road, a frictionless path towards your goal, as frictionless as possible. All right. So most people are developed. You see, every one of us have a self-image, right? This self-image, from early on, we rely on attention. We all rely on attention from early on. If nobody looks at you when you're a child, you're gonna die, literally. We do everything we do is for attention. We crave validation. That's why I preach to you guys here, don't validate those motherfuckers, right? But we can depend on others for this validation. We can depend on them for this life source, which is validation. Why? Because they cannot be depended upon. So as a result, we then learn to create a self-image inside of us that validates us from within. We do it because of a need. We learn to create a self-image that validates us from within, right? No, kitty, no, go, kitty, go, kitty, go. No, kitty, I'm sorry, kitty, you gotta go, little kitty, go, little kitty, go. All right. We can't depend on others for this. So we then learn to create a self-image that validates us from within. All right. This helps us deal with our negative qualities and find a way to deal with them in a positive way. For example, let's say you break my heart. You fucking dumped me, you bitch. Sorry about that. Sorry, I didn't mean to do that. Let's say you break my heart, okay? And then let's say that I have a self-image. I have a positive self-image. What's gonna happen is I'm gonna cry like a little bitch for a while, right? I am gonna cry. But then I'm going to remember who I am. I'm going to remember that I am a pretty decently successful person. I have a lot of potential going on from me. I have money. Not money, but, I have it decent enough to survive. I have this and that. And so I recovered, right? So, okay, as you can see, this self-image helps us deal with the negative qualities. In fact, it helps us redirect negative events to positive events. Right? When we feel down, we go straight to the self-image that makes us feel good about ourselves, and it validates us. We become our own source of positive emotions, our own ecosystem of positive emotions. This self-image works almost like a thermostat. Whenever our self-esteem drops to a certain level, it automatically turns on and says, this motherfucker needs some help. Right? So as a result, it gives us self-esteem. It naturally does it automatically. So we don't depend on other self-esteem. We have self-esteem from within. We are our own source of good emotions. You see, and so this powerful tool is developed at an early age, right? As children, we are encouraged. They encourage us to be independent. Then our self-image takes root and it slowly grows from within. You see, our parents tell us, no, little Poppy, little Delexis, go ahead, do that. Do this, do that. You see what I'm saying? And so our desire for independence is rewarded with positive attention. And so our self-image then takes root. You see, so let's talk about the ones who don't have a self-image, which will inevitably lead to narcissistic people, because on the other side of that spectrum are people who don't have that self-image, who don't have that scaffolding, whose self-image wasn't developed at an early age. Deep narcissists don't have this early development, so they never have a realistic sense of self. Their parents most likely must have been narcissists themselves and never encouraged any freedom. So with no self to retreat to, they are depending on others for happiness and self-esteem. You see? And so you have two kinds of kids who are deeply narcissists, these little evil devils, right? Because everyone has different temperaments. Most people are extroverted, and the minority of people are introverted. So you have two kinds of narcissists. In children, you have the child who is extroverted, right? And he's a narcissist. Yeah, a cute little face. That little face is a sign, is a little narcissist in the making. Yeah, right? Children who are narcissists may be extrovert, but they are becoming addicted to the attention. And it's not a sign of future success, because you think that their extrovertedness is a sign of future success. You see what I'm saying? But in reality, it's a sign of deep narcissism, because deep down, they're feeding on the attention. They're not doing something just to do it. They're doing it for self-esteem reasons. So it's not a sign of true success. On the other hand, you have kids who are introverted, who go inward and see themselves as superior to others. You see, introverted people, they see extroverted people as obnoxious, right? They see everyone on the outside as threats. So as a result, they develop a sense of a superiority, because they're in their heads judging others. As a result of this, they never really develop social skills. They grow up and they become awkward little motherfuckers, right? They become so they have no friends, and on top of that, they're awkward, further alienating them in their own narcissism. See, these kinds of kids have moments of great doubt and moments of great power. You see, they either think they're gods or they're worms. They have no real sense of self. So the thing is about these kids is that because their self-image was never really rooted, you see, I have a decently healthy self-image. At least I like to think I do. So because of that, this self-image is what I look at all the time, because it was deeply created when I was a child. I look around, and when something goes wrong, automatically that self-image comes up. That consistent self-image comes up because it's always been there, right? But the problem is that this self-image is something that requires consistency. So as a child, if you never really developed a self-image, what's going to happen is that you're going to have this psychopathic flexibility to think that you're anything. So you become fluid with your identities. So if you notice that you need to lie about being a this or that, you're able to lie and not give a fuck about it. Why? Because you never had a consistent, deep-rooted, foundational sense of self. So you can be anything you want to be. You can easily be a dickhead to somebody, and then the next day you can be nice, like nothing happened, right? You see, these people, that's why they're able to lie. That's why they're able to say they're this and that, change personalities. That's why they're able to act the way they act, because they have no consistent self-image. So they're able to play any part they want in their heads. They're able to lie to you and tell you they're this and that, when in reality there's no real traces that trace back to their apparent accomplishments. right? I'm reading the comments. Let me see. All right, people. I hope you guys enjoy this, all right? So, the signs of deep narcissists in people, in grown adults, right? You see, as a child, you're able to get away with narcissism, little fuckers. You're able to get away with it because people will give you the benefit of the doubt. They don't think you're that goddamn crazy. But as you grow older, you're gonna encounter something in your 20s. Hey, thank you, fucking Dorian for the $49 donation. Greatly appreciated, man. You the shit. What was I saying? So narcissistic people encounter a big roadblock when they're in their 20s. All right, we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about that right now. Soon enough, right? Thank you, Dorian, for that donation. Really appreciate it, man. If you guys like this, join my online book club, man. And if you're in New York City, come to my real life book club. It's very fun. It's getting hot, man. It's getting hot. She's getting fire, man. So what are some of the signs of deep narcissists in people in general? I'm gonna add some more, but we're gonna talk about this, right? One, if you offend them, they have no sense of self to retreat to. Remember, if you offend them, they can't go in their heads and say, fuck this motherfucker, he doesn't know who he's talking to. I'm a great business person and I'm a great father, so you know what, fuck him. And you're able to recover. Deeply narcissistic people don't have that. They don't have nothing to retreat to in their heads. So they look, fuck, I can't find nothing. I can't find something. Maybe they're right. Maybe they're right. And they see that empty gap inside of them and they get angry. It triggers their anger. Looking at their darkness triggers their anger. As a result, they can't find something. They rather than redirecting that hate, they look at you and then suddenly they're looking at you with that hate and they lash out at you. They looked inside, they couldn't find something. All they found was darkness, and that's the only thing they could throw at you. It's dark emotions. So when you offend narcissists, because of the lack of sense of self, they attack you with rage and strong emotions. There's deep emotions behind their attacks. It feels like almost they're overreacting. They attack you with vengeance and with self-righteousness. You see, the deep narcissists, not shallow narcissists. We're all narcissists to a certain point. Deep narcissists, the ones that are very difficult to rescue, they will never forget you offending them. And the fucked up part is that sometimes you don't know you're offending them. You only see the collateral damage that they do. They take everything personal. You can't criticize these motherfuckers, man. Before you even criticize them, you gotta be like, yo, all right, look, we're gonna talk to Bob, all right? Make sure you don't talk to Bob about that shit, all right? Because we don't got them what Bob can deal with that shit, all right? So let's talk to him. Let's not offend them, all right? You got backup? All right, let's do this. Bob? All right, Bob. We're going to talk. Let's sit down. Let's have a little conversation. Bob's like, the fuck? We just want to talk to me. And you're like, relax, Bob. Calm the fuck down, Bob, all right? All right? Look, Bob. We notice your job. It hasn't been well. You know, as a black man, I don't know why your name is Bob and you're black, but what the fuck? As a black man, you know, and me as a black guy too, I want to promote our people, but you're not a good worker, man. What the fuck, bro? You know what? Fuck you, man. Fuck you. Like, goddamn shit. Man, fuck, Bob is going crazy, right? These people can't take things personal. They take everything personal. You see what I'm saying? So if you know, like, just think about people who you know in your life that you can't be honest with them. Maybe that's a narcissist. If you feel like you can't say some things to people because you know they're gonna get mad, I'm not saying that they're narcissists, but they're in the waters, they're swimming, right? They better have their life jacket just in case it gets a little bit too heavy. You know, they're swimming they're playing around with fire, right? Another one is they take everything personal. When you talk about something that's not about them, you can see an impatient look in their face and they turn the conversation to themselves. They can't talk about anyone but themselves, right? They can't talk about anyone but themselves. Another one would be where they find a way to talk about themselves through talking about their problems. They just want you to listen to them about their problems. Nah, nigga, they're just trying to talk about themselves. That's what they're trying to do. So that's another one, is that when you try to talk about yourself, they change it and talk about themselves. They always make the subject about themselves. Trust me. Just think about how often you're talking about them when you're around them. Let's not even talk about the subject. Just think about who is the main character of their story. When you talk about something that's not about them, you can see an impatient look in their eyes. They show off with feats of confidence, but when tested, they crumble. Right? Those are the people who talk about grandiosity, who talk about doing this, who talk about how good they are, but when it comes time to actually prove yourself, they can't prove themselves. This could relate a lot in jobs, in business, in relationship, and people who promise you the world but don't give it to you, right? Let me see. Have I done that? Let me see. Nope, I don't think I've ever done that. No, I'm kidding. I've definitely done that. I can't recall, right? Another thing about them. Let me see. Let me Google some signs for you guys, because I remember I wrote some down for you guys. Signs of narcissists. Actually, if you guys want to put down on the comment, let me know what are some signs of narcissists that you guys might have. All right. Some signs that are not that subtle but obvious. All right. So let me see. I'm reading it. I'm sorry. They exaggerate their achievements and talents. Right. You can see that with guys. Guys who say, "Yo, fuck that bitch, man. Oh man, with my 20-inch dick." Right. Those people who try to talk to you about, who try to convince you that they get pussy, who try to convince you that they're this and that. They're massive manipulators. They don't recognize or accept your feelings. They constantly need attention. They take advantage of others. They talk shit about others in front of you. They're envious of others. That's a big one. People who are envious. If you're noticing that he talks shit about successful people, he's a quote unquote hater, most likely they'll hate on you eventually. They get rid of people who can't handle criticism. My mom can't handle any criticism. Yeah, you know what? I know exactly what you're talking about, man. It's like some people, when you criticize them, they snap. And it's so sad. It's so sad. Because you want it to work. You know what I'm saying? Like, you want it to work, but they don't care to listen to you. They're too goddamn self-absorbed with their own problems that even when they goddamn offend you, they find a way to make you feel like the one that they make you feel like you offended yourself. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? What the kind of fuckery is this? It's crazy, man. My dad's name is Bob. Oh shit, Bob. I'm reading the comments, people. Bob. Yo, maybe Bob got fired too. That is hilarious. Oh, Bob. Oh, Bob. Bob causing trouble, maybe in his household. Somebody said, what's the difference between POA and narcissist? There's no difference, man. Like I was into pickup, and I'm not a narcissist. Maybe I am, right? Okay, let's keep talking, people. Another one is the relationship they have with others is on the level of self-objects. They use them for self-esteem, and they try to control them for self-esteem. All right. So pretty much, look, man. Like, narcissists only see the world as an extension of themselves. Everything is an extension of themselves. So the thing is about narcissists is that everything is a self-object. What's a self-object? My arm is an object of me, right? You are. This could be my friend, and he's my self-object. You are responsible to make me feel better. All right? Okay. I'm late to work. I mean, let's say he's late. Dude, I'm sorry, I'm late. What the fuck, man? What the fuck, bro? What the fuck are you late for, man? What the fuck? Man, fuck you, man. Dude, I'm sorry, man. I didn't mean to be late. Man, fuck you, man. Man, fuck you, man. Don't talk to me, man. I'm out, man. Right? What happened here? I am so insensitive. I feel so shit about myself that his lateness triggered my emotion that in order for me to feel better, I got to make him feel bad so that he can make me feel good about myself. I'm sorry, bro. I didn't mean to do that. I didn't mean to do. All right, you know what? Okay, you know what? I'll accept this up. Sorry, bro. Right? And so now he is feeling shit about himself. His self-esteem is lowering, and I'm feeling good about myself. And I just sucked the energy from him. I'm like, yeah, there you go. Now I feel strong. There you go. Until next time. Until next time. That's how it is. Until next time. Or they'll use a silent treatment on you. Narcissistic people have the longest silent treatment. You know? The relationship they have with, by the way, I'm posting this on my online book club. I'm actually, for those who are watching online, I'm recording it with my nice little camera, right? Okay, right? So if you guys want to get the premium version, I'm also going to be posting the notes over there, and I'm going to be posting some bonus material. So if you guys like that bonus material, you guys could, you know what to do. You know what to do. Click on the link below, right? I'm reading the comments. What did somebody say? They said, they use people, those are the types of people who try to associate with people in high positions so that they could try and benefit from it. That's very true. That is very true. And that's, I'm not in a high position, but I am very aware of people's tendencies. So my fucking eyes are open. Not in a way to be suspicious, but simply open. You see what I'm saying? Another thing about narcissistic people is that it's not just having knowledge about them, it's about having a physical knowledge about them. Physical, visceral. When I mean visceral, I mean, you make me feel like shit when I'm around you. Like, when I'm around you, I feel guilty. When I'm around you, I feel anxious. I don't know why. It's something. If somebody's making you feel guilty, realize that is a sign of a true narcissist. Narcissistic people make you feel guilty about yourself, right? Now, some narcissists tend to focus their energy on their craft, right? But their deep worry, you know what? This is something I want to read right here because I find this very interesting. One second. I want to read this one because it's very true. Let me see. Signs. 1 second, people. Because I want to read the part where he talked about how narcissists, they go into their work and they use that as a way to deal with their own narcissism, right? Let me see. 1 second. There it is. Okay, so it says, if they have success, we're talking about narcissism. If they have success, a terrible momentum is set in place. More people are attracted to their leadership, which only inflates their grandiose tendencies. If anyone dares to challenge them, they are more prone than others to go into deep narcissistic rage. They are hypersensitive. They like to stir up constant drama as a means to justify their powers. They are the only ones who can solve their problems, right? An example would be, I forgot who she was. I think she was a queen, where she told somebody, like some quote unquote enemy, to kill hundreds of thousands of her own citizens, right? She made them do that, and then she killed them, right? So she created a problem. She killed everyone, destroyed the people who she wanted to destroy, and then made herself look like the savior. Stuff like that. They create problems that they only themselves can solve, right? Let's see. There's another part that I want to bring up, right? 1 second. All right. Okay. All right. So let's talk about that. All right. So some narcissists tend to focus their energy on their craft, right? But their deep worry about what's on people's minds tends to disconnect them from their work, and it suffers. We see that where celebrities become big and their art suffers. Why? Because in the past, they were focused on expressing themselves, expressing their art. Now they gain attention, and now what they do is they look for feedback, use their creative energy is attention, right? Their energy to be creative comes and is fueled by validation. That's not real creative energy. Real creative energy is intrinsic. It comes from a deep inclination to a subject. It doesn't come from somebody fueling it, from somebody encouraging you, from somebody giving you money. It comes within. People feel that. It feels genuine and authentic. But most celebrities who are deeply narcissists, they are so hypersensitive to people's opinions that people's opinions get meshed up in their own work and it dilutes their work. Almost like putting venom in a glass of cold water. It fucks it up for everyone. All right? So let's keep talking. They struggle with relationship and they change jobs often, never really establishing true recognition and attraction for their craft. They then resort to creating artificial attention. You see, deeply narcissistic people do not have the patience to practice a craft and master it. Why? Because when you practice a craft and you master it, the true attention and adulation comes at the end. Deeply narcissistic people are so goddamn in pain, they cannot wait nor have the emotional patience and control to get till the end, right? So as a result, they, rather than creating art that comes from within, right? They try to find attention now. So they either copy someone's work, they trace someone's work, they try to find a quick route, which ends up backfiring in the long run because their attention is never really sustained. Think about anyone, any artist who's been successful for decades. Those people have a deep have a past where they trained exclusively. Those people, they can tell you of a time when nobody was watching them. Oh my God. Tell that to a narcissist and that motherfucker may have a heart murmur, right? In order to master anything or to gain true recognition for something, it takes you to be humble. It takes you to get away from the spotlight and to not get noticed by anyone. Deeply narcissistic people cannot deal with that. They don't want to wait that long. So as a result, they're always trying to find that quick route. They're always trying to find that quick fix. So their art and their craft never really mature to the point it naturally attracts attention and never gets to that point. So what happens? They're always chasing cheap thrills. They're always chasing that quick hit. They're always chasing that next like. Their post is always, their attention is always for tomorrow, never 10 years into the future. So any attention they ever get will never really last. It is what it is. Right? And again, artificial attention is anything. Artificial attention could be creating problems. Like children who are not getting attention from their parents, they cry and create attention. You see, artificial attention is nothing that takes time. It's something that's quick and now. It's like a woman with a sexy bubble butt, juicy ass and everything. That's artificial attention, right? And so it's something that's quick and fades away quick. Attention that lasts a lifetime is attention that takes work. For example, let's think about basketball players, right? You have a shitty basketball player and you have an amazing basketball player, right? Who do you watch more? The really good basketball players or the bad basketball players? You normally watch the good basketball players, right? Okay. Who gets attention in the long run? Who gets talked about more a few decades from now? The good basketball player or the bad basketball player? The good basketball player, right? Now, what's the difference between the good basketball player and the bad basketball player? Simple. Time. Point blank period. Time and the deliberate practice. You see what I'm saying? So to get attention that really lasts, that isn't just for one like or for one night, that even rhymes. You gotta master something. Even Leonardo da Vinci's Mona Lisa is still seen today. Michelangelo's the Sistine Chapel is still seen today. Why? Because you're seeing the works of masters. You gotta get to that point where you are a master of something in order to truly get sustaining attention from people. But when narcissistic people, then don't have that long-term perspective. They don't have it. They only think in short-term. All right? Okay. As friends, they're annoying. If you're close to a narcissistic friend, they will make you feel guilty for not entangling in their dramas. The best solution is to leave because everything revolves around them. Simple as that, man. If you have a friend who's a narcissist and they're always trying to make you feel guilty, always trying to force you to talk on the phone. I have a friend who loves talking on the phone, so I'm not talking about you, Stevie. You're not a narcissist, all right? Right? But if your friend is never sensing you, never feeling you, always thinking about their problems, and you feel guilty if you don't pay attention to them, you're being manipulated into feeling guilty. Simple as that. You guys liking this, people in the comment section? Are you guys liking this? Yeah, men can join. You guys can join, man. This is a book club for everyone, man. Don't worry about it. You can join too. All right, I'm glad you guys are liking this. All right, let's keep reading. All right. By the way, no, I'm kidding. So now that we have a decent understanding of the root of narcissism, let's talk about what's our task here. Excuse me, people. What's our responsibility as students of human nature? One, like I said earlier, be able to identify a narcissist in order to avoid them. That's pretty much the most important thing. Being able to identify narcissistic people so that you could avoid them. The first step is bobbing and weaving, right? Bob and weave. After learning how to bob and weave, the next step is learning how to block punches. Let's say you couldn't bob them, right? So now you gotta learn how to take the punch properly because you couldn't bob. You see what I'm saying? First, learn how to avoid it, and if you can't avoid it, learn how to take it. All right? The next thing is accept your own evil, narcissistic nature, even the evil parts. Don't try to think. This is the thing: is that I bet you money, right? I'm gonna read the comments. I bet you money, ready, the people? I bet you money that as I was talking, all you motherfuckers were thinking about somebody else. All you motherfuckers were thinking about somebody, but not you, right? Everyone was thinking about, except Dorothy. I guess you're humble. Everyone was thinking that maybe it was somebody else, but them. You see, it's you, nigga. It's you, right? You got to realize that you yourself have narcissistic tendencies. It's funny when you think about this because narcissistic people don't think they're narcissists. I mean, goddamn, think about that, right? They're not following this second step. So sometimes you have to look at your own dark tendencies. Heck, even if you think you don't, try to look for them because it's there. It's there. Look for your own, because when you think you're not a narcissist, when you think you have no bad traits, then you are going to become a narcissist. You're going to become a moralizer. Somebody who thinks they're superior morally than other people. A finger pointer. But realize that when you point four fingers, when you point a finger, there's four fingers pointing back at you, motherfucker. All right? So, because if you think that this is the thing, is that people of high character, of high quality, they are in touch with their evil nature. They're in touch with their dark nature. They're able to laugh about their dark tendencies. Narcissistic people are too goddamn sensitive about their traits, so they can't laugh at themselves. They can't laugh at their negative traits, right? So learn to get in touch with your evil ways, because let me tell you something, people, man. The reason why you guys enjoy my channel, a big part, isn't just because I'm a decent-looking guy. I'm a decent-looking guy. But because I embrace the dark nature of people and the spiritual side. You're seeing you're seeing the meaning of two worlds. That's why you guys enjoy my channel. It's a little weird seeing somebody embrace their darker nature with their good nature. I tell you guys to meditate. I tell you guys to be present. I tell you guys to love people. I tell you guys to be in the moment. But I also tell you that you need to inflict some pain, that you need to do this and that. You see, most dating coaches, they just want to come across as nice, as moral. They're trying to hide their narcissistic tendencies. You see, and that's those people are not only deceiving themselves, they're deceiving other people. They're making people think that the world is fucking beautiful and gorgeous. No, it's not. It's dark and evil, man. What the fuck are you talking about? You know, people are out here manipulating each other. It's a dog-eat world, dog-eat-dog kind of world, man. Be realistic. Right now, but we all want to seem like the moral one. We all want to be the nice one, the perfect one. That's not how it is. Learn, in order for you to build a healthy self-image, you have to encompass your darker nature. Because you're going to have a moment when you're going to act out of character. You're going to have a moment when you're going to want to be selfish. You're going to have a moment when you're going to steal from people. But you got to be okay with that. I'm not saying to accept. I'm not saying to do evil deeds. But don't judge yourself when you fuck up from time to time. It's okay. Don't judge yourself when you act selfish. Don't judge yourself when you do this and that. It's okay to want to think about your own to think about your own to think about your own benefits. It's okay to do that. Don't think that just because you're indulging yourself in your desires, it makes you a bad person. Nah, bitch, you're a human being. Humans are self-interested creatures. It's only human nature to wanna have more than the next person. It's only human nature to be jealous from time to time. Don't suppress your jealousy. Don't suppress your anger. Be okay with your dark and evil nature. Be 100. When you're okay with it, you learn to integrate your shadow self. And we're going to talk about that in future chapters. There's a chapter about your shadow self, and we're going to talk about that, right? So, first thing, identify narcissists people and avoid them. Second thing, accept your evil narcissistic nature. Don't try to think you're different. You're going to become the immoralizer, the finger pointing. Build a healthy goddamn self-image, all right? Because if you don't accept your darker nature, you're going to be more defensive. You're going to be more defensive. You're going to think that you're never wrong. So when there comes a moment when people say, dude, you're acting like an asshole, you don't think you're an asshole because there's no, I don't see myself as an asshole. No. See, if you don't see yourself as an asshole, think of times you were an asshole. Try to make a concerted effort to see your darker nature. That's what I'm asking from you. Try. Put in a goddamn effort. You're going to find something. If you can't find a dark part about you, it means there's a lot of blind spots. It means you got to keep searching. Heck, even ask people to tell you about your dark nature. Ask people. Go ahead. Try that. I promise you they'll bring you a list. I promise you. Heck, I promise you they even made their goddamn list about you. If you're struggling about that question, man. You got to ask people. You got to get in touch with that. The third thing, transition to a healthy narcissism and learn to laugh at yourself. This allows you to see your current limits and see your weaknesses and attack them with good humor. Right? It's like women rejecting me. I don't get mad when women reject me. I laugh about it. Fuck that bitch, first of all right? Fuck that bitch. She rejected me. I hope she gets old, right? The next thing is you just accept it. You deal with it. You deal with it. You deal with it, damn it. My bad. Sorry about that. No, seriously, you learn to deal with it, right? Direct your energy towards people rather than trying to be the victim. Rather than try to simply understand people. Have empathy. Notice rather than say why she did that, just notice how it felt for her or for him. Feel and be in their head. Notice how they felt about you and how they changed their feelings, right? Also redirect your energy towards having empathy and on your craft, on achieving mastery. That should be your goal for life. Release that pent-up energy to have more creativity. This allows you to make more discoveries and see into people's worlds, right? Because healthy narcissism is getting into people's heads. It's an absorption that's outside of yourselves. You're not thinking about what's in their heads. You're trying to understand them. It's not that you care about what they think about you. It's that you care about what they think in general. Not about you, you little motherfucker. Just in general. What do they think in general? Not about you, in general. See what I'm saying? because that's creativity. That's the same creativity you use to have discoveries, because this way of thinking, you're thinking in new ways. You're thinking in more dimensions. You're thinking inside objects. Actually, let me read this part, because I find this part very fascinating, because I like the way he words it. Which one is this? The third? All right, 1 second, people. All right, 1 second. Okay. So third, and most importantly, we must begin to make a transformation into the healthy narcissist. Healthy narcissists have a stronger, even more resilient sense of self. They tend to hover closer to the top of the scale. They recover more quickly from wounds and insults. They do not need as much validation from others. They realize at some point in life they have limits and flaws. They can laugh at these flaws and not take slights personally. In many ways, by embracing the full picture of themselves, their self-love is more real and complete, because you're able to see even your dark sides. You see what I'm saying? So your love for you will be real. But if you think you're fucking special and that you have no evil sides of you, and you think you love yourself, then you deluding yourself. You're lying to me and everyone else. You're lying, man. Sorry, I don't need to sound mad, but it is what it is. This attention from this stronger inner position, healthy narcissism, they can turn their attention outward more often and more easily. In other words, they're able to get to snap out of their self-absorbed nature. This attention goes in one or two directions, and sometimes both. First, hey, thank you for the $10 donation, Krista Pav. First, they are able to direct their focus and their love into their work, becoming great artists, creators, and inventors. Because of their outward focus on the work is more intense, they tend to be more successful in their venture, which gives them more necessary attention and validation. You see? Because usually the attention that's given to your insecurities and your sensitivities is freed up. Because most of the time we're not using all of our attention, because we could be working on something, but half of that attention is on how somebody hurt us. So we're not really being as creative as possible. But when we fully accept ourselves, let's say I'm a short person, right? Let's say I'm 5'10". Let's say I'm 5'5", right? Somebody calls me short. That's already an insecurity in me. So what's gonna happen? I'm gonna go inside my head and think about that insecurity, because usually I'm suppressing that reality. I resent the fact that I'm short. But let's say I accepted the fact that I'm short, and I'm okay with it. I accepted the negative parts of myself, quote unquote. Somebody calls me short, and I'm like, yeah, I already accepted it, man. I may get hurt, but then the attention goes from inward. Fuck, I'm short too. I'm sure. Oh well, back to my work, right? So let's say 10% of the energy was on your insecurity, and then 90% on your work. Now you have all 100% of that, all of that energy to your work, 100%. And now you're able to learn fast and become more creative. Deep narcissists have 50% of their energy on their emotions. And so they only put out 50% of the effort, creative effort. Right? So as a result of your deep attention, of course you're gonna get better. And then you get the necessary attention and validation. People don't want to put in the work for genuine attention. They can have moments of doubt and insecurity. Artists can be notoriously brittle, but work stands as a continual release from too much self-absorption. It becomes therapeutic in a way. The other direction that healthy narcissists take is towards people, developing empathic powers. Imagine empathy as a round line between the very top of the scale and beyond, complete absorption in others, right? By our very nature, we humans have tremendous ability to understand people from inside out. In our earliest years, we felt completely bonded with our mothers, and we could make sense of her every mood and read her every emotion in a pre-verbal way. Unlike any other animals or primate, we also have the ability to extend this beyond the mother, to other caregivers and people in our vicinity. Okay? Okay. So our attention will go from ourselves into other people. And so we're able to understand people better, right? Which leads to less misunderstanding and leads less to conflict, right? All right, people, man, this is a lot. We're literally halfway done, and I'm not gonna do everything. It's a lot. It's a lot. All right, people. I hope you guys enjoy this. It's one of my true pleasures to make these videos. I genuinely hope you guys enjoy this. It's a subject that I find fascinating, and I always bring my all when I make this because it's a genuine interest of mine. And I'm happy you guys are here to enjoy what I enjoy. This is pretty much what I do most of the time. Most of the time, I'm thinking, drawing, writing, reading, listening to audiobooks, and just processing the information and trying to improve my life. And yeah, you know, it's and I hope you guys do the same. And I hope you guys can learn from this and see what part of you is a narcissist. You know, there's always a narcissist hiding in every single one of us. All right. Anyways, I'm gonna speak to the camera. You guys, I'm putting up the next video next week. Even though it's Thanksgiving, fuck that turkey. We talking Robert Greene on Thanksgiving, motherfuckers, right? So we're doing it next week. We're gonna finish the chapter. We're gonna talk about the next thing we're gonna talk about is the 4 components of empathic skills. After that, we're gonna talk about the types of narcissists that we have and how to become a healthy narcissist. All right. All right, people. See you guys next week, and take care. All right, people. I really hope you guys enjoy this too. All right. This is the kind of stuff I put out every week on my Robert Greene book club. It's every week. I post every week. So I put my mom emotions sometimes. Yeah, it sucks. Yeah, I really hope you guys enjoy this, and thank you all for the donations. And yeah, man, I gotta get more work done right now, so I gotta edit this and post it, and you know, the whole shebang, man. All right, you people have the best day. You guys enjoy yourselves and have a good day. Deuces, motherfuckers.